Barber College success once again. Barber College success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy JC, Crown Cuts Academy Bristol, and Craig's Crown Cuts Downtown JC. Today we're gonna rock with you, give you some more gems, give you some more unbroken gems, let you earn the crown. You know, Barber College success, a platform where we try to educate barbers, try to give them that inspiration, or sometimes just someone who's thinking about coming into this industry. This podcast is for you. Navigate barber school, how to make that transition a little bit easier, where it won't be stressful, what to think about, what to know, what to expect, what to do, and what not to do. Again, spreading love the JC way is one way, but spreading love the Crown Cuts way is the only way. Did I get it right, Jay? Oh no, the Tri-Cities way.
Tri-Cities way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, our co-host Ammi, he's taking a break today, but we still got my guy Jordan.
Yes, sir.
And
my Pump 2.0.
Yes, sir. And we got a special guest. He's been on it before, but introduce yourself again, my guy.
Jordan Barr. Jordan Barr _52 on Instagram, out of Bristol, Tennessee.
And my guy.
I'm Randall Ford. You can find me at Ford_Fades on Instagram, and I'm at Kingsport, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Again, Barber College Success, a top barber content podcast, top 25 in the world, top 25 in the country. What does that make you feel like, Jordan, when you hear those words? Top 25 podcasts.
It still blows my mind, honestly. I mean, I think that's so dope that people are actually taking us to heart. It feels good, knowing that people are listening to us. And
I mean, they are, because the barbering journey sometimes it can be difficult, and you need someone to help you navigate through those tough times of barber school. Mm-hmm. And we just had to try to educate the consumer, let them know, hey, a lot of you guys are going through the same thing, and it's not for long. It's short term, because most students think that barber school is just like forever. It just takes like 10 years, but it's really 12 months.
It goes by fast.
It goes by fast.
Especially if you enjoy it. Yeah.
I'm over here thinking like, dang, I gotta get it for real, because I'm already there. Like, I'm already there. I got about 600 more hours.
Yeah, I go by fast.
Yeah, it goes by fast.
That's what I'm saying. The first 6, it's like, dang, it's gone.
So today we're gonna talk about how to build an unbroken mindset. How to build an unbroken mindset. How do you do that? How to build an unbroken mindset in barbering. How to just get laser focused. And I have 10 things to share with you guys today. We're gonna talk about each one. How to build a laser focus, how to build an unbroken mindset, because sometimes you in school and you might have someone saying something negative and you might feed into it, but you have to remember the goal on hand. What's the goal on hand ultimately?
Is you graduate.
Yeah.
Maximize
your skill.
Yeah.
You chose that profession. You should make your experience worthwhile. You should get the most out of this career. You should maximize your time while you're in school.
So, I feel like if you develop, like what you were saying when I first came on here, I think it was like the first or second time I came on here, he was like, Jordan, he's like, what is your why?
Right.
And that really made me think, because if you know what your why is when you're in school, I feel like that would help you a lot more as far as like keeping you determined,
right,
and laser focused. Because you have something that you're really going to be prioritizing, and you have a reason to be in there. Like some people just go to go. They're thinking about the money, or
right.
It's like, yeah, and I think this would be something I like.
I'm in school. I'm not getting paid.
If you don't have something, some type of reason to be in there, then it's gonna be a long time for you.
I'm in school, and the money that people pay for haircut, the school's getting it. I'm not getting it. All that mindset right there is not good it's not conducive for your growth, because you're picking apart, looking for things to sabotage yourself, to tell yourself why you shouldn't be there. Think of things to tell yourself why you should be there. And when you get that why, like you said, when you figure out that why, it's going to help. What do you think, Randall?
Personally, I enjoy being at school. I like getting. I just enjoy cutting. That's the main thing. But you learn a lot there. But if you're in that mind state that you don't want to do it, you're gonna make it any excuse to not do something, right? So you really got to look at, like he said, what's your why? What's your why? Why are you? Why did you even come here to begin with? The bigger picture, the long-term effect of what's gonna happen. Like, okay, I'm just here. Like you said, if somebody got mad or something, get upset about a cut or some inside drama, talk, whatever. Somebody said something about his cut, he gets upset, runs mad or whatever. Just think about, yeah, my cut is bad. That shouldn't make you want to improve it. Okay, well, don't get upset. Just tell me what's wrong with the cut, so I can maybe, get
Make
it.
some adjustments,
Exactly,
Yeah.
make some adjustments, make the cut better, and we can all grow as one instead of being all upset. Then you got to think of the bigger picture. Am I fit in the barbershop? Am I be able to run away mad stomping because the man in my chair said, "Oh no, I don't like this cut."
Right.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand how to control that.
So I'm gonna run down these 10 things of how to build an unbroken mindset in barber school, and then tell me what you guys think about it when you hear it. So the first one is become obsessed with the process.
I like that one. I became obsessed with the process. I loved it. I was just at the beginning, it's kind of when you get in there, you're like, because in my mind, when I first got in there, I said I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do my thing. But adversity hits. You eventually gonna run into, like, you start cutting, you start sweating. You over there sweating, you're freaking shaking. I'm like, oh man, I don't even know what did I get myself into. It's not it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But I fell in love with that feeling, and I kind of grabbed a hold of it and ran with it. And eventually, it all just started making sense. You just gotta take your time with it, have fun with it, learn to enjoy it. I mean, eventually, it's gonna end up making you the best barber. Make you even stronger. It's gonna make you love adversity. It's gonna make you love competition. Like, it's just, I feel like it's a good thing to be in that position, but you got to know how to handle it too as well.
So what do you think, Randall?
Um,
Become obsessed with the process. When you hear that, become obsessed with the process, what does that say to? What are you thinking about?
I feel like when I hear that, that's when I was at the beginning of my stage. Like, whenever I was seeing everybody cutting, and I was just sitting there waiting and wanting to cut. I was upset. Like, I was just like he said, just ready to cut. All the whole process, coming in, setting up your station. They signing the paper to get cut. The whole process. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be on there. I'm ready to cut, get clean cuts in or whatever. And you so want to do it so much, just that's all you're thinking about all day. So then you're starting to aggravate the instructors about your kid, because that's all you're thinking about. You just want to cut. And then when they call your name, when you finally get your kid, like when they called mine, I was like, nah, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want it no more.
But I still I'm still obsessed today to do it. I got my clippers in my trunk now.
You can pull up. You can pull up anywhere.
Yeah,
Anytime.
exactly. That's what I thought I had the other day too, but now I know they in there. So,
And that's the key. Be in love with the process. Be obsessed with the process. Like the energy that you come to school with the first day you even thought about it, the first day you signed that application to come to school, were you so excited? You can't wait to come. I want to come the first time, the first open you guys got, the first open slot. You have to be in love with that process the whole time you're in school, because that's going to take you over the edge and take you to the next level of being the best barber you can be. But if you fall into a negative vibe of someone just infiltrating you, the insecurities, because some students come in there just want to be troublemakers. Some students come in there because their parents tell them, you got to go to school, you got to do something. And some people are not in love with the process. So when they're not in love with the process, they're going to make someone else learning difficult. So you have to be wary of those people. Be in love with the process. Make your first day of school, the first day you sign an application, like your last day, and make your last day like your first day.
You can make that into a t-shirt for Crown Cuts. Make that put it on the back as a quote for the school.
Make your first day like your last, and make your last day like your first.
Yeah, I remember.
And make that your everything.
Through the whole time of school, I remember that.
Because that's big.
Yeah, and it's. I think it's important to always have that in your mind, because I feel like that'll help you a lot too.
Be obsessed with the process. And the second one, always challenge your comfort zone.
Always challenge your comfort zone.
Yes.
So you want to challenge where you're comfortable at?
Yes.
Okay. What? I feel like it'd be
Everything is new to you. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of something different. Don't be afraid of doing the roller sets. Don't be afraid of doing the perms. Don't be afraid of doing the practicals because you're not comfortable doing them. Don't be afraid of doing a haircut or turning down haircuts because you're uncomfortable. You don't know what you're doing. It's okay. You're new. Everything that you're starting with in the school is a new skill you're acquiring. So even number one kind of goes into number two. Become obsessed with the process. When you become obsessed with the process, you're always going to challenge your comfort zone because you want to keep getting better. How do you keep getting better if you don't challenge your comfort zone?
You don't. You stay stagnant.
Right.
Or you fall off.
Yeah, you just completely
Either
fall
one,
off,
because
you
you
know.
have low self-esteem now. I can't get no better. You know what I mean? If you obsessed with it, okay, dang, I did this cut. I see the line. I can get that out next time. You know, just
Right.
be confident in yourself, and you know,
Keep trying.
I want to succeed, and I'm not wasting my. You know, I want to be a elite barber amongst other elite barbers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put in the time to where you call me. Hey, you can come over here and do. Yeah, for sure, I'll be there. You know, anytime, anywhere. If they need me, I'm coming because I'm trying to get those reps in. I'm trying to learn new things, and the more you know, the more you can earn. Also, like if you can do women's hair, them curls, them rollers you was talking about.
Yes.
Woman comes in the shop. Oh, I can't do that. I'm sorry, man. That's $200-$300 hair
I mean,
that you
yeah,
just
do a
walk out the
door.
door.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you can let her sit with them curlers while you do 2-3 fades.
Challenge your comfort zone. Do it all.
Challenge it. Yeah.
You are a hairstylist. You are a master of hair. So when you're a master of the head and the hair, there's nothing that you shouldn't be able to be comfortable in doing.
I just feel like if you're in the shop and you cutting, I mean, doing fades and tapers all the time, it gets boring, man. It really does. And you might not. I mean, I don't like doing. I'm not gonna sit here and say I like doing women's hair all the time,
Right?
But I do them sometimes. I
For
feel like
sure.
it's a refreshing type of thing. Like it gives you something else to look at besides just fading. Because after a while, fading just gets boring, and that's where you start switching up, trying different things, and trying different fade systems and stuff like that. And that's where you figure out it's like you want to have the diversity on your belt. Like you want to be multiple. You be able to do multiple things.
So grab your mannequin and go in the back and do a women's haircut. Do a bob.
And honestly, I think women's hair is not even that hard.
It's not. More, you earn more.
But it's challenging for people because it's longer and it seems like
I have a rough time.
It seems like, man, it's long hair and it's gonna be, man, it's so difficult to learn. But you got to put in the time, just like barbering.
You'd be surprised how many women would rather have men cut their hair than women.
My first haircut, well, it was a fade, but my very second haircut at the school, it was this guy. He came in with this big, tall dude. He came in with hair all the way down past his butt. He was like 6'5", 6'6", big old young dude with his grandmother. And she said, cut it all off. I want a new look. And Maggie was sitting right there, you know, an instructor was there with us. And then we had Presley there because they was like, you need help? I'm like, yeah. But they's like, well, just do, what would you do for, you know, they was asking me questions as I went through it.
Yeah.
Where would you start? Cut this off, you know, whatever. So we cut it all off. But I was intimidated so bad. And then after that, the haircut looked nice, whatever. But of course, I had much help with the instructors. But just me facing that giant right there of a haircut, you know, my second time in, it was pretty. I learned a lot just in that one segment.
That one haircut, yeah.
Just that one.
And that's key, you know. I mean, just like us going to right now, we go to working on some prison reform, where we get starting to go to the jail, and hopefully in the near future, we're gonna get the jail of Washington County to put the program in the system so they can get their certificate before they come out. But just getting those reps at the prison system, at the jail, with the women, with the men, long hair, all different types of hair, that helps.
It does.
You know what I mean? Because you're challenging your comfort zone so much where, you know what, you have like a abundance, maybe like 12, 15 women waiting for you all at once. And you're going up there cutting their hair. Do you know how much skill that you're acquiring just by challenging your comfort zone and working on different types of haircuts? at once?
It's I remember when I was in school, I always had a problem with longer hair, and Emma was actually the one that kind of pushed me to work towards more of my shears, using my shears and stuff like that, because I didn't really care about the shears, because I didn't think there was gonna be that much of an importance compared to what I know now. Because obviously that's what everybody's thing is when they get in school, they just want to learn how to fade. But I'm telling you right now, if you take the time to learn how to use your shears and learn how to cut long hair, you will be a really, really successful barber. Because I feel like a lot of barbers do not take the time to learn how to use their shears, and that will bring you so much more business. It's crazy. I love using my shears now compared to even clip. Actually like doing shear cuts more than I like doing clipper cuts, because I feel like it's more satisfying. It takes more skill, and it's just, I don't know. It just looks a lot better for some reason. It's just my opinion, but I think it's just needed. It's something that you need to learn.
But the thing is, most barbers who come into the industry, first thing they say to me, hey, Craig, I'd like to get into your school, blah blah blah, this and that, but I don't want to do no women's hair. Like,
that's part of it.
I don't want
to.
It's like, even a parent came to me one day and said, I don't want my son to learn how to do the women's side. But when I broke it down to her and showed her that, hey, he's a master barber. The more he learns, the more he earns. Just want him to corner himself and not be able to do all types of hair, all types of cut. Then she thought about it, and instantly she was like, yeah, you're right. There's a misconception that if a man is doing women's hair, he is not masculine enough. I think that's where it comes from, because if you go look at it, most high schools have cosmetology programs, but a lot of the boys don't want to go to those cosmetology programs.
Because it always has a lot of girls in it, so they think that girls do cosmetology.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just like the home ec programs in high schools. Most boys like, I don't want to go there because they cook in there. Who don't want to learn that?
I liked it. I took culinary arts. I liked it.
Yeah, but as you get older, you realize those skills are important.
Yeah.
I like going and doing the reps at the jail, because what it helps me is, like, you know, you work on your speed, you got people waiting, but you also still want it to look good. Even though, you know, you are in the jail, they're still human. You want them to look as nice as you possibly can. But you got like you said, 15, 20 other guys waiting, and they're all sitting there just looking at you. So you know they're talking about your haircuts as you're cutting it, you know, because we're students anyways. So they're picking and trying to poke, but it helps you get faster and cleaner. And you know, and it's the variety also. Every guy wants a different type of cut. Everybody in there's, you know, got long hair, short hair, whatever. So you get faster with it, more precise. Then you can, you know, get more people through, and you just get comfortable being uncomfortable, more or less.
Oh, for sure. The third one, move with intention.
So basically, move with a purpose.
Move with a purpose. Move with intention. Maximize your time while you're in school. There shouldn't be no dead time. There's always something you could work on. Why you come to school if your focus is on not taking haircuts? Why you come to school and you're not coming to school with your books? Why would you come to school and leave your kid at home?
That part I don't understand. You gotta have a kid on you all the time.
2 or 3 hours. Wait, what? I ain't got my clippers today. What you mean you ain't got your clippers
Yeah,
today?
why?
Why you even showed up?
Yeah.
You proud of that?
I don't get it. I bring mine. I tried to cut dude. School wasn't even open. I was waiting for my car to get towed. I was gonna cut a dude outside of the school on a Monday.
Move with intention. Move with intention. Move with purpose. That's why I have that pencil sharpener at the school, the old school pencil sharpener, because I always ask students, hey, what are you here for? You here to sharpen pencils or to be a master barber? Well, why are you doing everything else but trying to become a master barber? If you're not here to sharpen pencils, you have an option. And I keep that old school pencil sharpener in the middle of the school so people could intentionally see it. You're not here to sharpen pencils. You're here to be a master barber. You shouldn't be doing nothing else but being a master barber. Move with intention. So everything relating to being the top of your skill, that's what you should be doing. That's your profession. And I don't think a lot of students think of it and take it that serious until someone break it down for them. What are you here for? You're not here to twiddle your thumbs, man. You're here to be you chose the profession, or if someone chose it for you, they need to break down the reason why you're there.
And I also feel like having somebody there that's leading by example.
Yeah.
I feel like that would also open a lot of people's eyes too. Because if you feel like with the whole place filled up with the people that just don't want to be there, just being lazy, it's kind of contagious.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why am I even here? Well, this is
It is.
yeah. So
because a negative attitude, a negative vibe will pull in on a negative. It rubs off.
You can feel it. You can see it.
Yeah.
The tension. You can cut it.
yeah.
And that happens a lot. But
why would you be in a classroom? And it's a secondary education. This is not elementary. This is not middle school. This is not high school. Why would you want to be in a classroom and be a class clown?
as a grown cool. Man, I don't understand.
Just trying to be cool. That's little kid stuff.
But see, it makes others like. Even for me, it distracts you from really learning what you need to learn.
You're not moving with intention.
Because sometimes I just leave the class, and just take my worksheet with me if I have to, because it just gets overwhelming at some points.
If an instructor is having to constantly talk to you about, hey, focus, something's wrong. This is not for you. If that's the situation, every time an instructor have to constantly ask you about, hey, what are you doing? Hey, calm down. Hey, you're too loud. Hey, blah. You're there to be a master barber. Move with intention. What else? Move with some purpose. Number 4. Shut out the option of others.
That's a good one.
Shut out the option of others.
Yeah.
I feel like that means like you know what you're here for. You know what you're doing. Their opinion, just let them do what they do because they're gonna distract you from what your main goal is. So just their options, their opinions, what they got to say. Yeah, when it comes to cutting and everything, you can take that in. But when it comes to the negative, man, just look at them. They leaving all that extra, that goes on. Just cut that out. That we ain't here for that. That's how I feel like that.
Shut out the option of others.
I may be wrong.
I mean, nah.
I think it was somebody when you said but yeah, shit. Yeah, there's always gonna be somebody that's just try to bring you down. Is what they call I think it's just them Debbie Downers.
Debbie Downers.
Yeah, I think that's what they used to say in football. Is that you being a Debbie Downer.
I mean, but why would you want to disrupt someone else? Even if you in a situation, take away from barber school, anywhere in life. Mm-hmm. You going somewhere, you with one of your friends, but you constantly being negative about what they're trying to do or develop.
Yeah,
that's not a real friend, bro. Like you don't want nobody around you like that.
But some people ain't like that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
When they're being negative, they make it seem as if they really caring for them too. At the same time, they're like, man, you don't need to do that. That ain't good for you. Trying to tell them what's good for them when they know.
But they don't know like what's good for them at all. They just assuming.
Yeah. Like shut out the option of others. Hey man, I'm here to be a master barber. Just give me the information to be a master barber. Not if it's something pertaining to something else, just keep it to yourself, please.
For sure.
Because I have goals. This is my aspiration. This is the dream of mine. This is something I've been wanting to do for life for a long time. I want a career. I want something that's gonna make me happy. And all you hear is being negative. Shut out the option of others. So I'll go back to the top. We have 6 more to go. The first one was become obsessed with the process. Second one is always challenge your comfort zone. The third one was move with intention. The fourth one is shut out the option of others. Number 5, and this is something that you're going to relate to. Develop confidence in your voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a big one for me because I was always really shy. I never I'd talk, but I wouldn't feel comfortable trying to start the conversation. Like,
right.
I just I I just be cutting people's hair. You know, I try to talk a little bit, but usually I'm kind of tedious. I'm like, what if he thinks I'm weird, or what if I say something and he thinks I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I just like I'm really introverted. I like to
Stuff
listen
that
to
don't
people.
even matter. You're just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
with thoughts.
I've always been a person that's stand back in the back listening. I'm a very close listener. I like listening and taking what people say, and I use it for myself and kind of I try to manipulate it for me. It's just the way I am. But I've changed that for myself so far because I've being on this podcast has really helped me with barbering a lot. Like I talk a lot now, so it's definitely helped. And I had to force myself to do that. I had to be uncomfortable to do that. But it's definitely something I was glad of picking up because it really was something that I had a problem with.
And that's something that you have to work on in school. Don't wait till you get out of school to work on that. Ask your instructors what kind of exercise you can do to help develop your voice. There's several things that comes to mind right now. You could, if you feel comfortable in a chapter, ask the teacher if you could help them teach a chapter. Ask a teacher if you could lead in a demonstration of something that you're good at.
In front of the class and the peers that you know that help you slowly, gradually open up to others that you don't know as well.
And come in, be intentional when you come in and say hello to everyone in the school as a student. And just have a simple conversation. Hey, how you doing? How was your day?
Yeah, I'm shy getting in front of just doing class demonstrations with the people that I'm around with all day. I still
get shy a little bit.
I'm uncomfortable just, speaking abroad. I can talk to somebody one-on-one all day, but just the whole class, everybody's paying attention and the pressure's on me. It's a little different.
And I can tell you kind of like me, you like speak real low.
Yeah, and they're like, what?
Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah. But the thing is, eventually you're gonna get comfortable in the classroom, in the school, because you're gonna get to know everybody.
Yeah,
you're gonna be cool with everybody. So once you get that comfort, then you can start trying slowly. But if you don't, it's gonna be more difficult when you get in the shop.
Yeah,
that's true. So do it in an environment where it's a little bit easier, where it's with your peers. Every morning, come in and say, "Hey, how you doing, guys?" Talk to each and individual person, have a conversation with them.
Because that was Jonathan. Jonathan, my shop owner, he really noticed. He was like, he talked to me. He was like, you got everything that you need. I feel like he said one thing you really need to work on is your customer conversation. He said, I can tell like you're really shy. You're a really shy person. Yeah, he's like, just take a little steps. He said, when people walk into the shop, tell them, greet them, tell them, say hello, how you doing? Ask them, how's the day been? It's just little stuff like that that'll keep your clients come back as well. Because just nobody wants a boring barber. Nobody wants people that's gonna sit there and cut and not talking anything.
See, I can talk to the client. At first, because that was one of my problems, really.
Mm-hmm.
I would talk more and I would cut. See, I wasn't the type that would cut and talk at the same time. I'd stop cutting and start talking or whatever. Then start cutting again, as I'm doing the conversation. Now I've learned to cut as I go, as the, talk and cut at the same time. But I can talk to the client as one-on-one comfortably. But
talk about that time.
Abroad,
but not to cut you off, but
no, that's fine.
The point I'm going to get at, a hit on the nose right now, being able to have a conversation with a client is so valuable in school because one day you got $100 tip in school.
Oh, yeah, I did. $100 tip, and I was free. And the guy just wanted a no guard shave all over.
But the point is you made him feel comfortable.
Yeah.
He built a rapport with you. You had a conversation. So those things can happen.
That's true.
You ever get $100 tip in school, Jordan?
Yeah, I got one.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, we're rare.
I mean,
that's crazy that you got one.
But the thing is when you're able to orient yourself and build the confidence slowly and put yourself out there in a comfortable setting, those things will happen.
And I was shocked when he gave it to me too, because I think it was like near, I think it might have been near Christmas time. But I was talking to him. He was like, I gave him just a little, like a drop fade. It wasn't nothing too crazy, and he was like, here, bro. I said, you want to change? He was like, nah. He just keep the whole thing. I was like, yo.
Let me tell you how this man even came in the shop. That morning, I went to the dollar store up the road. And I went and got me something to drink right before school started. And he was in there, and I was talking. He's like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "Oh, I cut hair down here at the school." He said, "Oh, that's cool." He said, "I might come down there." I was like, "Yeah, come on down." But I was in there getting, because when I first started, my tooth was hurting me bad. I was buying Orajel. I was telling him my tooth was hurting and all that with the Orajel. He was trying to give me some old remedy or whatever. So I came down there. He came in there and asked for me, which was cool. I just seen him earlier that day, so I just shaved bald all over. And he knew I had to stop like once or twice because my tooth was hurting. I had to go spit and put some Orajel or something on it. And he said that he liked our conversation. He can tell I'm a good person. So he said my tooth is hurting, he's gonna help me with some dental to pay some, help me out to go pay for the dental to be fixed. And I was like, all right, yeah, cool. You ain't got to do all that, whatever. So I left and go to lunch. He leaves. He didn't have it on. He comes when I come back from lunch. There's at the front desk. They're waiting with his card and then the $100 tip.
But I'm saying, go back, develop confidence in your voice, be able to have a conversation with someone.
And we would never, in any other, if it wasn't for Barber and my name tag, we probably would have never spoke.
But think about it. They always say, closed mouth don't get what?
Don't get fed.
Yeah. Develop confidence in your voice. Communication is key. Communication changes situations. And those things you should develop, work on while you're in school. And if there's someone that you see who's doing it better than you are, talk to them. Talk to the instructor. Ask the instructor, what can you do to better your communication skills? How can you develop confidence in your voice? What do you have to do? What can you do? Number 6, choose growth over comfort. But number 6 kind of goes off number 5 because you was comfortable not saying nothing, not speaking to people. But you understand to get where you need to be, you needed to grow. And you have to work on talking to people. So you choose growth over comfort. And a lot of people sometimes, they will get stuck in that and just bypass it and wouldn't work on it because they're comfortable and they don't want to grow. Choose growth over comfort.
I feel like I feel like that goes with everything that was before.
Yeah.
Literally everything that was before that.
It was.
So,
but I just use that as an example because you was comfortable enough just not talking. You were comfortable enough because you were shy. You was like, keep your voice low and be like, oh, I'm just...
So, not good. So you say in order to grow, we need to be in uncomfortable situations to better ourselves.
Yeah.
In different aspects of...
Because you was on... Because
being comfortable is when we're cool with them, but then we need to be able to be all around barbers.
Yeah.
Hairstylists, like you said, hair masters, whatever.
Yeah, you got to master your skill.
You're saying we need to be uncomfortable, learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable
situations. Choose growth. Because when you get uncomfortable of something you're comfortable in, especially in this industry, you're growing. You learn something different. It's going to be difficult at first.
Sure.
But it's comfortable not just doing it the same way every time. It's comfortable just doing a fade. You're working on your strength. Work on your weaknesses. Get uncomfortable and work on your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? Your strength is fading all day. You get enough reps of that. You're going to get plenty of reps of that more than anything. But grow. Grow. How do you grow? Get outside of your comfort zone and learn a different skill.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
And learn to accept failure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be intentional.
That's what a lot of people, I feel like, they don't want to fail. They hate being in that, like being told that something looks bad or, something is don't like feeling that position.
Nobody wants to fail,
but
we all have to fail in order to, like you said, grow.
But this goes into the next one. Find lessons in hardship.
Basically, like
what
you just said.
Yeah.
Through the rough times, there's always some kind of blessing. There's a lesson through everything.
And through failure, everybody think it's the end of the world. It's not.
It's really the beginning of something new.
Yeah. You're learning how not to do that over again.
Because if you fail once, you most likely not going to do it again.
Right.
Okay, that didn't work. This work, maybe this will, and then it does.
Find lessons in hardship.
It's tough though sometimes to find a lesson in the hardship during the hardship, but after it's over with, whatever you're going through, you can look back and be like, okay, I see now why this happened and what was going on in there. Because a lot of times you're going through and you're thinking, why, what,
Yeah,
you don't understand, and then later on down the road,
it comes through.
okay, I
It makes
remember
sense.
that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understood this from that. So
Be
yeah, it's a good one.
comfortable being alone.
Be comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think I'm comfortable with being
Yeah.
alone. It's as sad as it is to say. I can be by myself.
Got to be able to work at your own pace.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not trying to race the man that's over there that's been cutting forever.
Yeah.
But you need to work on your pace, but you ain't gonna be as fast as the 30-year
And
barber.
that's
Everybody's coming from a different angle.
I
You're
tried
going to
with
be your
Craig.
own unique barber.
that's why I used to take. they used to hate sometimes. They wouldn't give me a cut after a certain amount of time because I would take so long. But that was me. That was just me being in my own personal space when I started cutting, bro. Because that was me going through everything that I learned, and I would ask myself, I'm like, okay, what do I see in this haircut that I'm struggling with? That way I can ask for it next time. Or when I see something struggling, I'm gonna ask the teacher to come over and help me so I can really practice on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just broke it down for simple ways for me to understand it and I could pick it up faster.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just
I
what I
was
did.
trying to when we was cutting, he was cutting one side of my man's head, and I was the other. He wasn't over there for like 2.5 minutes, and he's like, "All right, I'm giving you a alley oop." I look over, it's dang near done. I'm thinking, dang, how's he got it? I just had to knock the little line out,
Yeah.
barely. But he did that so fast from the fade, and I'm over here just working, and he's done with that, going to the next man, helping him. I'm not gonna be as
It's fast. Yeah, it's gonna take.
like
Everybody
that
has their
was
own pace.
amazing. Like just how quick, and he basically just showed me he working on my speed, just showing me where I need to do what I need in certain places and what I need to do then. With certain guards, like he told me how to pick the teeth up. If I said to
Right.
get another guard, you can rake it
Yeah.
from the back, and then it's different things. But the speed, you're not going to get there. You got to put in the work, like you said, go through the hardships of being the guy that don't get the cut after 2:30 because you take
Because I
forever.
take forever.
Because I used to take forever too.
Yeah.
So I know how you are. How it feels.
I mean, it's a process.
Yeah.
Number 9, acknowledge the wins.
I did not do that. I did not do that. And I really don't do that now, honestly.
Acknowledge your
I do
wins.
to an extent because I don't want to. Some people, I don't want to get big headed like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's beginning in school, then they just do 2 or 3 cuts and they think that they're like
The coldest barber.
the
Yeah.
best in the world. So I don't want to. I know I'm not. And I understand where I'm at and I understand where I can be if I put in the growth and the work and all that. But like, I just.
But acknowledge the wins. Acknowledge. Give yourself a pat on your shoulder sometimes.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the progress. Acknowledge the wins, because if you don't, you'll be frustrated and you think you're not growing and you're not learning.
That was me like 3 months ago. Because I was really in my head for a little bit because I was thinking, I'm like, man, I done something, but I feel like I ain't done nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I haven't done anything that are up to my expectations, I guess. I guess I have a higher expectation for myself than what other people are looking at me. But everybody's like, bro, you do like the amount of time that you went, like how much you've grown in the past 11
Yeah.
months is amazing. It's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I had to really sit there and think about it. I'm like, yeah, I really have came a long way in like 11 months. Kind of crazy.
I take the pictures and I can see I got a long way to go. I still got so many hours, so I know by the time I'm done, I'll be even better than I am now. But I can just see from the beginning of my cutting days at school, when I first started cutting, to now, a great improvement.
Of
So
course.
I know, that growth's coming. It just takes time. It comes in.
And I'll use this example again for the student. We had a student who left school for like 30 days, and before he left, I'm like, hey, think about this. That's too long to take off. Think about that. And he's the one who's like, man, I'm not learning nothing. I'm not picking nothing up. I don't know if this is for me. I'm not learning nothing. When he came back, he said, Craig, I didn't realize how much I learned. Because I learned so much, I didn't realize it until I took that time off. Because coming back, I can't even do what I used to do before.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't realize, like, just from being in this industry so long, I understand where a student is. I understand what growth is for a student. Because a lot of times when you take time off, even as a seasoned barber, when you take time off, go on vacation for a week, 2 weeks, you come back, your first haircut, you have to get back in the groove of it.
Yeah.
You have to, it's just something, I don't know what it is. You just get back in the groove of it. After that first one is done, you straight. But it takes some time just to get acclimated, even as a seasoned barber. So for a student who's just starting, who's in school, you take that time off, you're not realizing that you are in a good space. You are growing. You are learning. Acknowledge your wins. Acknowledge your progress. And you don't think that you're learning, but you're learning so much. And there's so many more skills that you learn. And I think most students get frustrated and say they're not learning because they're not developing the skills of fading fast enough. And fading, that's just one part of being a barber.
A small part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
do
like
a lot
that's-
of fades, but it's all the same if you really think about
But they base their whole experience on learn how to complete a fade.
Everybody's fade is gonna be the same eventually. Honestly, for real. The only thing that really separates somebody is how much detail they put into it.
I
That's
say
really
all the
about
time.
it.
Everybody's fade is the same.
Yeah.
Acknowledge your wins. Acknowledge your progress. Number 10, and you mentioned earlier before, don't be afraid to lose.
I ain't afraid to lose.
Don't be afraid
'Cause
to
I know,
lose.
it takes in order to win, you got to lose sometimes.
And you're not going to win them all.
When you lose, you learn something. And like you said, you learn from your
Mistakes.
Yeah. Like losing, if you lose to something, okay, how did you, after it's over with, what did I do wrong to lose? Okay, what he do better than I did? That's what I could work on for the next time, or whatever the case may be.
And even like
it's a growth thing. It's
yeah.
good. It's good to.
And even like in the student competition last week before,
That was a good.
Everybody didn't win. There's 2 winners, but we got some people telling me, "Oh, it was rigged."
Yeah, they come at me with trying to give me the negative energy.
Craig like Bristol more than Johnson City. Craig's in Jordan.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I know. I see that. I was like,
somebody even went to the pettiest of all.
That's how you block out the opinions.
They said, "Man, look at the website in Bristol. It's better than the one in Johnson City." But the funny thing is, but the funny thing is, right? You would head out on the Bristol side, man. Craig is never here.
Yeah. Everybody should say that too. If I where Craig at, he's like, man, he ain't coming in this way. He's in JC. I'm like, what? Oh, he's probably busy.
But you see
man.
what I'm saying? You in Johnson City and you went to school in Bristol.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Everybody, man, he don't never come. He don't show us no love.
I mean,
them dudes. That was a nice haircut. The
both of them, yeah,
they deserved what they got for real.
I mean, it's just some people. I understand. It's good to not like to lose,
right?
But you can't start
barber,
blaming on other people, like
Yeah, because the people that they're blaming it on wasn't even judging.
Yeah. So I mean,
and all the barbers who were the judges, they went to school in Johnson City.
Yeah, believe it or not, they did. That was. But
fun.
Don't be. I like that. That was fun.
It was fun. I mean, I had a good time. I didn't participate. I felt like I was cutting.
I thought
that was my first event ever, and they rushed me to get my stuff together, so I'm nervous. I don't know what to do, and then here I try to braid some hair.
I encourage.
Nobody else do that.
Something different, man. I tried something different.
You got out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I did.
I encourage every student to try a student competition at their school or one that's coming up.
That was pretty.
You grow so much from that.
And it's just fun. It's just everybody's together. They see, and you're wanting to do your best because everybody's there. The big guys, the little guys. You look at that cut he just did. You want to get gratitude for all the hard work you put in. Even if you're a new barber, you still want to compete just to show when the next competition comes, look how much you've grown. Look at that haircut compared to this.
Yep.
I think they're fun.
Do another one. I bet you'll feel so much more
If I do
comfortable.
another, I'm going in.
Yeah, so you're
Well-
gonna feel so much more comfortable. You already know what to do. I've done 4 of them, so
I
it's
did
just
one. I that's my first one. And
I love doing it, man.
It was
I love
pretty
doing it.
cool.
There's no losers in that.
no. And I mean, even
I
if then,
enjoyed it.
even if you win, it's even better. So I
You're
mean,
right.
it's just
But the next one is going to be top of the mountain barber battle again. It's going to be by the lake. It's going to be open to participants across the state, around the country, if you're interested.
Oh,
And
goodness.
hopefully, it'll be.
that's gonna be gas.
we got a big cash prize. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna set it off. We gonna have some.
I definitely be in it. You know,
It's gonna be the natural light. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna
natural
be nice.
light.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
Nobody's gonna need a
no
ring light. You're gonna be
yeah.
outside by the lake, a barber battle with the lake in the
It's gonna be
backdrop.
cold, or-
No, it's gonna be summertime.
No, he's gonna be waiting till. It's,
Oh,
yeah, I said, don't do it. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna.
yeah, they gonna
We got some food. We're gonna make it real fun. Some food trucks, just a
Yeah,
vibe.
it'd be awesome.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be a vibe, and we're gonna try and do it every year. But let me again, Barber College Success. I'll go back down the top the list. Podcast platform to kind of to help barbers understand and navigate through their time in school, to help people who are deciding if to go to school, barber school, cosmetology school, nail school, aesthetics. Just kind of give you a push. Next week we're gonna have the aesthetic students on here. We're gonna bring them on the podcast and talk to them next during the week. You guys gonna be here next week by yourself, you and Emma, because I'm not gonna be here Monday.
Okay.
But we're gonna rock it again. But let me go through again, Barber College Success, top 25 podcasts in the world, in the country by FeedSpot, who ranked us. Yeah, we just appreciate the love for all you guys who subscribe, who follow, who share our reviews, who just love what we do, because we do it for you. Again, let me go through the top 10, how to build an unbroken mindset in barber school. Number 1, be obsessed with the process. Number 2, always challenge your comfort zone. Number 3, move with intention, purpose. Number 4, shut out the option of others. Number 5, develop confidence in your voice. Number 6, choose growth over comfort. Number 7, find a lesson in hardship. Number 8, be comfortable being alone. Number 9, acknowledge your wins. Acknowledge your progress. Number 10, don't be afraid to lose. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think today? What do you think about these 10 commandments?
I feel like that should be the 10 commandments for anybody that wants to be successful at anything.
I mean, real.
That goes beyond
Yeah.
barber.
Yeah.
You put those principles towards life in itself and
You gotta be a
what you got
successful
going
person.
on. Yeah.
Real talk.
But if you do that as a barber, there's no reason for you to fail. And
When
if you do fail, like you said, learn from what you did and don't be afraid to lose. Get back up, gain, grow.
If you want to understand your why in barbering, this is it.
Yeah, I got my why on the paper. I wrote down a
Yeah.
big, nice. I first started. He said, "I want to hear your why." So took me about 3 hours. I'm in there seriously trying to figure it out.
Because I didn't know
I
either.
was,
bro.
I was like, all right, okay, I'm doing it. And then I finally wrote it, and then I got it put up in the locker in my folder. So sometimes I look back at it because sometimes you slip away and like, okay,
You lose focus.
then you really read it. I was like, yeah, that is exactly what's going on. Like, but when you help me, like being uncomfortable, like going to help cut to deceased families, somebody in their family, that is something different that is uncomfortable. But
so let's talk about
working,
that. 2 weeks ago, this kid, he's 19, he died, and I was the first one to cut his hair, and I was the last one to cut his hair. So his mother called me and said, Craig, will you cut his hair? He passed, and we'd like you to give him a haircut. So I took Randall with me, and he was a little nervous, but I made him a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
I think after I mentioned, just think of him as a mannequin.
Yeah, when you said that, it helped a lot. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to go in there by myself, especially that first time. But I
Right.
could grow on it. But then after that, I'm willing to add that to my services as I grow. Not
Of course.
today, tomorrow, nothing crazy.
Why
just
not?
build on it.
I mean, you can
as
go
I
to a
grow.
funeral home and cut hair like $85 a pop, $85 to
Yeah.
$100 a pop.
I didn't know they
And then-
actually did that.
And then you don't. And a lot of times it's very little you have to do.
Yeah.
But it's still, in the family, you want them to look good, so you're gonna do your best. But at the same time,
Do the mustache. I mean, eyebrows.
it's just real
And he had
quick,
he had a big fro too. He had a broad fro.
Yeah, he had a big fro.
That's crazy. I didn't know they did that.
I mean, that's what this
That's wild.
that's what this podcast is for
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, that was awesome. He's like, a lot of people's never gonna be able to experience that. Like, straight up, just
Yeah.
to be able to cut somebody who deceased for the family.
You gotta be real special to
So-
how they to the family to be doing
Yeah,
it.
so for him to let me come in there and be a part of that and just watch and actually help do not necessarily a lot, just help a little bit, cut the man's hair myself. It means a lot. It's pretty neat. It's an experience that I
Get
won't
outside your
forget.
comfort zone.
And-
Challenge your comfort zone.
and it also brought new ideas for the barbering career for me and the whole too, because now I know, okay, I can do this. Maybe I can, when I get my license, or when not even then, just go talk to these certain funeral homes and let them know, look, I'm able to do this. If you want me to come in, you can talk to the families and let them see some of my work. Maybe the families will want me to come cut their, whatever the case may be. That's just another outlet.
You do 5 of those on a Monday. 5 of those when you mean
$175 to $100 a pop.
That's
depending.
crazy.
10 to 15 a week, depending on how. I mean, if you was to really like
Go
you
into
could,
it
you
like
could, you
that.
could really do that, and that's just another outlet that he showed me. So I thought that was pretty neat, but it takes a while to get comfortable in that situation. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
but go with your instructor, go with someone who you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and always just think of someone who's deceased as a mannequin.
Yeah, because after he said the mannequin, it sort of helped, but it still was.
Yeah, I'd have
I
like,
fought-
oh,
You couldn't
snap.
tell. Like I held it back, but I was just real.
I mean, the
I
first
tried
time
to act casual as possible.
the first
but
time I
it
did,
was
I'm not
tough.
gonna lie, I went in there by myself,
Mm-mm.
and I was nervous.
Yeah.
But
It's just natural.
yeah,
though.
this is my 3rd time going in a situation like that, and I was like, hey, I'm comfortable.
And
But
then the guy that does the makeup, he was in there too, so it made me feel a little more comfortable. Because
he's doing the same thing basically.
after he does the haircut, he comes and does the makeup. So I feel like the haircut would be more easier to get over than actual makeup, because you're really touching the actual body and all that. So, but it's still an experience. You should, if anybody, Lord forbid, passes, if the family, try to see if you can't experience something like that. If you do, maybe you can call Craig. Like, Craig, I'm about to go do this. You care to come with me, or somebody else that you're comfortable with, and maybe it's a cool experience. You should try. And then
I just didn't know that they did. That's wild.
that's
the
what the
body-
pod,
I thought they just whatever they
the
had.
man
That,
said, you don't worry about the people in here who you're afraid of. You need to worry about those
The
out there,
families.
because not the families, like the people in society, because these people are dead. There's nothing they can do. Their soul's gone.
Yeah.
They're not going to get up and do anything, So basically trying to tell me not to be so nervous,
comfortable.
but
yeah.
but
That's
yeah, you
crazy.
should. It's a
an
bunch of outlets.
It's
out
an
there.
and that's what we're gonna talk about here. We're gonna talk about trichology. Why more barbers should go into trichology after they get their barber license. That's another field that barbers can go into.
What is trichology? If I sound stupid, I
No, it's not. I mean, it's a study of disease of the scalp and hair, and just
okay.
going more in depth into it, and
In
hair
depth.
loss and stuff like that. I mean, once you get your barber license, there's so much you can do, man. It's not just standing behind a chair and cutting hair. There's so much.
Mhm.
This is a valuable skill. But what do you guys think of the podcast today?
I enjoy it, even if I don't speak much at all. I like to learn. I learn a lot every time. It's my 2nd time, but I just enjoy conversation and just talking about whatever.
What'd you pick up from it?
Today I picked up, just what your goal is, what your why is, that what the big picture is for yourself and what you're doing, why you're doing it. So don't worry about what others got going on. Stick to what you got focused, do you, and just progress. Don't be afraid to fail.
It's your journey.
It's your journey. Take everything ahead, even if you fail. Learn from what just happened. Don't take it as always a downer. Oh, I did this, or oh, that cut didn't look good. Okay, that cut didn't look good, but all right, that's cool. Next time he comes in, I know what I need to do to fix it. Don't look at everything as something negative. Try to bring positivity into everything you do, and look at your why and your big picture. And I think you'll be all right. And it's in barbering and life. I believe it'll work.
Yep. What'd you pick up, Jay?
Just you reap what you sow. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you just got to discover your why, and once you figure out your why, you can really accelerate in anything in life. I'm talking about college, life in general, barbering, whatever it is. You just got to know the reason why you're doing it, and I feel like anybody can be successful in life. That's all it is.
You are what you put in.
Yes, sir. This was major. I love this podcast. I mean, I put some time into it. I was thinking about, I had some other things I wanted to talk about, but I was like, let me just kind of give some motivation and just kind of help students find out what their why is. Because I think if you use this principle when you start out school, you can always go back to it and as a reference. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling like this is not for you, when you're feeling like defeated, go back to the 10 steps. The 10 steps to build an unbroken mindset for barber school.
You should have that printed out and put on the wall, and then have a stack for every student.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
The 10 commandments of barber school. I just made something up.
You should do that, and then you should
Fi- the-
also make
yeah.
it a worksheet. Like
Yeah.
what do the 10 commandments and make a worksheet and make people answer those questions like we did. Why would you?
Yeah.
Or how would you go about how we just
And
talked
let them
about
keep
each
it.
other?
Let them keep it, and they can look back on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important because you referenced that the sheet that you wrote your why and you see keep it in your locker.
Yes, in
That's
my phone.
important.
Every time I open it's right there.
The motivation, the 10 commandments of barber school, how to build an unbroken mindset. What is your why? Yep. Again, man, this was powerful. This was dope.
Every
Enjoyed
podcast
it.
we be doing is
Oh,
powerful.
yeah, no doubt.
It's
That's why
fire.
our
mean,
top
it's-
25
Yeah,
information.
it's energy, man. It's information dropping gems. Yes, sir. But again, thanks to shout out to our engineer over there, Mr. Mitch.
Yes,
Good old
sir.
Mitch.
Mr. Mitch always holds it down.
He's in the background, but he's really
Yeah.
front line.
Yes. And if you need someone if you're looking for a podcast, check out Maypop Media. I mean, he'll set you up, he'll put you in there. He'll give you the logistics of how to start it, how to do it. He's just a great man. He'll put you in there. If you're looking to start a podcast, again, this is like we're upwards of 100, past 110. And I love coming to the podcast every Monday. Love vibing and just giving information out there to the students, because in our industry, we want to make sure that people have a good time and start out on a good foot, on the right foot. I think it's important. Yes, sir. Barber College Success, brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy, JC, Crown Cuts Academy, Bristol. We enroll students once the first Tuesday of every month. We have orientation the day before. If you're looking for a career change in the Johnson City area or the Bristol, Virginia area, check us out. I mean, this industry is broad. $35 billion industry a year. Come get a piece of this pie. Come take your life, take your career to a next level. Level up. Looking for something fun to do, a fun career where you're making money, you're meeting people and having a good time and enjoying what you do. Hey, come check out the cosmetology department, the cosmetology program. Check out the aesthetics program. Check out the manicure and nail program. Check out the barbering program. This career is next level for men, women, from ages 17 to whatever. There's not even a cap on the age.
Yeah, it's not a cat. Because I remember I watched a YouTube video the other day. A kid that was 13. He was nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I was like,
Yeah.
dang.
And
That's
now
crazy.
in the state of Tennessee or most states, you can do dual enrollment. You just have to have a 10th grade equivalent of high school. And you can go. You don't even need a diploma no more. I mean, the oldest person to graduate barber school, I think she was 63. We have a lady right now in cosmetology school. I think she is 68. So in between, find your niche, find your vibe, come in there and get started. We offer financial aid. We offer Pell Grants. We work with vocational rehab. We work with several different banks where you can get student loans. So come check us out. You can pay as you go with 0% interest. If it's for you, come check us out. Let me know. Hit us up. Let's get your career started right now. We're going to have a career day here pretty soon just for the community, a career day for the industry. Yeah, so if you're looking for a new career, hit us up. Check us out. Barber College Success, brought to you again by Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy JC, Crown Cuts Academy Bristol, and my co-host himself.
Jordan Barr _52 on Instagram.
Yes, sir. And our special guest.
Randall Ford. You can find me at Ford_Fades on Instagram as well.
Yes, sir. And our other co-host, he's taking a break right now. He called me this morning, said he's chopping wood. He has a wood stove and he's cutting wood for the wood stove. I was like, that's what's up.
I used to have to do that for my
Yeah,
grandfather.
I mean, that's something I would like
Coal
to
and wood.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But again, appreciate you guys out there. Subscribe, like us, share us, let somebody know, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a classmate, tell your school. And if you want us to come down, we're going to start traveling the country and doing podcasts around the country right now. And we might stop by your school, shout us out, and do a podcast, a live one, and just answer questions and go from there. We're going to take this thing on the road, Jay.
That'd be fire.
Hey, we doing it.
That'd be
We
fire.
doing it. We taking it on the road.
Me
Yeah,
too.
we taking it on the road. Again, thank you guys. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
Peace.